The terms narcissism, narcissist, and narcissistic personality disorder are used quite a lot. It can be complicated to distinguish between someone self-absorbed, showing some manipulative behavior, or having narcissistic personality disorder, or NPD. We mostly use the labels as an easy way to describe persons showing certain manipulative behavior. In my opinion, the label should not be the focus, but the behavior itself should be. And more importantly, how you want to deal with it in order to protect your energy. In this video, I will go into the criteria of NPD and try to explain how to recognize narcissistic behavior. By getting knowledge and protecting your boundaries, and by working on self-worth, you will naturally learn how to better deal with manipulative behavior. I hope this can be helpful to you. There is a difference between showing narcissistic behavior and being a narcissist. A true narcissist with NPD has a mental health disorder characterized by an exaggerated sense of importance, an unending need for attention and admiration, and a lack of empathy. A narcissist will constantly show abusive behavior and sadly drain the energy of their victims by doing so. Now, everyone shows manipulative behavior to some extent. This could be done both consciously and unconsciously. In my videos and on my website, I mainly focus on narcissistic manipulative behavior and how to deal with it. If you focus on recognizing behavior, it's actually not that relevant whether someone is a narcissist or not. Narcissism is on a spectrum, and therefore it's arbitrary whether someone is a narcissist or simply shows narcissistic behavior to some extent. In the end, in my opinion, it's about yourself and how you want to deal with the manipulative behavior of others. It comes down to a choice whether you think this person drains your energy too much by their manipulations or attempts to control you. Knowledge of the criteria of NPD can thus be helpful in order to recognize narcissistic behavior. It can help you recognize whether you're dealing with someone constantly showing narcissistic behavior without any self-reflection, or someone showing manipulative behavior temporarily due to, for example, their emotional state, insecurity, or a lack of healthy communication skills. The difference is the intention, the extent and intensity of using manipulative behavior. NPD is officially defined by the DSM as comprising a pervasive pattern of grandiosity, a constant need for admiration, and a lack of empathy. In a study, two subtypes of narcissism have been distinguished: grandiose narcissism and vulnerable narcissism. Grandiose narcissism is characterized by grandiosity, arrogance, and boldness, whereas vulnerable narcissism is characterized by personality traits of hypersensitivity and defensiveness. These very different types already illustrate that there can be varying sorts of manipulative behavior used by different kinds of narcissists. Now, I will go into the 9 criteria of narcissistic personality disorder. The DSM indicates that someone with narcissistic personality disorder fits at least 5 of 9 criteria. I will now walk you through these criteria and explain them. The first criterion is a grandiose sense of self-importance. This is an important and quite obvious one. The grandiosity brings with it an expectation of superior treatment from other people. This expectation can thus be linked to a sense of entitlement, which is another criterion. Now, grandiosity goes further than arrogance and is really someone having an unrealistic view upon themselves, their identity. A grandiose narcissist believes they are unique and special and will share how great they are. They love to exaggerate, tell stories and lie about achievements, talents, and so forth. Other people are supposed to feel lucky to have them in their environment. Being ordinary, normal, plain, or average is thus a great fear for a grandiose narcissist. The second criterion is a fixation on fantasies of unlimited success, power, brilliance, attractiveness, or ideal love. Narcissists are fully involved in the world of ego and appearance. The real world doesn't align with a narcissist's view, and therefore they have a fixation on fantasies. This created world and their created identity are required to protect them from inner feelings of emptiness, shame, and/or insecurity. When their fantasy bubble is challenged, they can respond with, for example, defensiveness, rage, or simply fully ignore or deny whatever would break their bubble. It's a denial of reality and a strong belief in own truth. The third criterion is a need for continual admiration from others. A narcissist has an unending need for attention, appreciation, and ego boosting. They seek for narcissistic supply in order to fulfill their unending needs. A narcissist, in a way, is thus self-destructive, as they will never be able to fulfill their unending need for narcissistic supply. A narcissist wants to be admired by others, and this can be very exhausting for their environment. It can be a warning signal if you feel like your energy is being drained because of this person's hunger for attention, compliments, and validation. The fourth criterion is self-perception of being special, unique, superior, and to be only understood by or be associated with people and/or institutions of high status. It's a form of idealization of things that are great of appearance. A narcissist seeks the same greatness of appearance and therefore needs to be associated with this. This could be seen as the positive opposite of criterion 9, which is continually demeaning, bullying, and belittling others. They simply want what this other person has and will praise and compliment them in order to feel the same status and treatment. If they are rejected or threatened by this person, it's more likely to see the negative response that is described in criterion 9. The fifth criterion is having a sense of entitlement to special treatment and obedience from others. They believe they should get whatever they want and that others should value only their needs. A narcissist doesn't care for the needs or wishes of others, except when it serves a purpose for them. A narcissist can thus be very offended when, for example, you don't help them when they ask, when you state a boundary, or disagree with them. It's like they can't even begin to comprehend that you don't believe they deserve this special treatment or obedience. This sense of entitlement can be linked to showing black and white behavior, such as idealizing you when you go along with them and devaluing you when you don't do what is expected by them. You could then experience many possible responses, such as rage, silent treatment, the cold shoulder, or verbal aggression. It's a form of trying to gain control. When you do what they want, a narcissist will reward you with idealizing behavior, and when you don't, you will be devalued or discarded in some way. Idealizing behavior is just a form of conditional love. The sixth criterion is a lack of emotional empathy. It means a narcissist feels no empathy for the feelings, wishes, and the needs of others. It results in not acknowledging others as individuals with their own needs and feelings. Due to this lack of empathy, empaths are very attractive to narcissists. Empaths and narcissists are opposites of each other and seem to be drawn towards each other. The relationship can grow into very unhealthy relationship dynamics, in which a narcissist abuses the beautiful characteristics and qualities of an empath. You can learn more about this in my video about the toxic attraction and relationship between an empath and a narcissist. The seventh criterion is that there could be intense envy of others, and similarly, the belief that others are envious of them. A narcissist can be very envious of your close relationships with others and towards others with wealth or power. A narcissist can be stuck in an ongoing comparison with others, involving a lot of frustration, believing others are envious of them, and a lot of negative thoughts about others. This comparing can feel very intense and shows how threatened they feel. The eighth criterion is exploitative behavior in order to achieve personal gain. It can be linked to a lack of empathy. As a narcissist doesn't develop the ability to identify or care about the needs and feelings of others, they view upon people as objects. These objects are there to serve their needs. A narcissist, therefore, doesn't care about taking advantage of others in order to fulfill their own needs. It results in playing a manipulative game in which they have no boundaries. The last criterion is continually demeaning, bullying, and belittling others. A narcissist could be threatened when others appear to have something they lack or want to achieve. This could be someone confident, popular, beautiful, wealthy, and so forth. As mentioned in the part about criterion 4, the response on the positive side could be praise, trying to be around this person and be seen with them. If this doesn't work, they could use defense mechanisms on the negative side. This will be trying to neutralize these threats by putting these people down. This can play out in a patronizing or dismissive way in order to show others how little this person means to them. They could as well go in full attack and use insults, smearing, name-calling, bullying, and thus use force to smear this person. This is very brutal behavior. Now, these were all the criteria of narcissistic personality disorder. The criteria give some insight into narcissism and how to recognize it, but it doesn't show all the different kinds of possible manipulative behavior by narcissists. I recommend watching my video going into the narcissistic abuse cycle as a starting point if you want to learn more. Awareness of the criteria and the behavior that follows from it will help you decide how to respond and deal with it. So let's go shortly into the question, how do you recognize a narcissist? To me, the most important distinguishing factors are the following. The first is having no boundaries in the extent of manipulative behavior. This clearly shows a lack of emotional empathy. The second is the use of manipulative behavior in a constant manner to gain control or for other abusive purposes. The third is not showing any self-reflection or introspection. A clear signal of this is someone never apologizing or taking responsibility for negative behavior or consequences. The blame is always left with others. The fourth is being fully involved in the world of ego and appearance. The addiction to narcissistic supply shows when you recognize this person has an unending need to gain attention, validation, and ego boosting. A narcissist is essentially a slave to outside messages of praise. The fifth is the use of more brutal narcissistic behavior, such as gaslighting, silent treatment in a constant manner, and smear campaigning. A narcissist has the ability to deny and lie without blinking and even believing their lies themselves. To conclude, I will go into the question if you are being pushed into the wrong direction. Sadly, a narcissist will push your self-worth and your energy in the wrong direction. They will emphasize negative thoughts and emotions, create dependency and an environment in which you have increasing self-doubts and less self-worth. It's therefore essential to recognize if the intention of this person is good and to observe actions instead of words. You could ask yourself simple questions, such as whether this person wants you to develop as a person and wants you to have a solid support system. Does this person stimulate you to think positive about others, and do they value you maintaining a good relationship with family and friends? You can do a simple analysis of intention by writing down how certain aspects of your life developed during this relationship. Aspects to think of are self-doubt, your relationship with family and friends, which is your support system, your emotional stability, the amount of fear, tension and stress you experience, your energy in general, and the tone of your inner critic, which is the kindness and compassion you show towards yourself. Writing this down might help you in order to recognize if you're being pushed into the wrong direction. You can learn more about specific questions to ask yourself when having doubts in my video going into how to deal with the narcissist web of control. I hope this video can help you in order to better recognize the intention and reasons behind someone showing manipulative behavior. If you sadly seem to have a narcissist in your environment, I hope my videos and website can be useful to you. It can be a very draining and painful experience. Know that any small step you take in the right direction is something great. Thank you for listening. Subscribe to my channel if you want to stay updated. And I wish you kindness and strength.